It's Phoenix Rising Soccer Sunday. On tonight's show, I get up close and personal and inside the fan sections of a Phoenix Rising match during Dollar Beer Night.
And two peas in a pod, how the off-field connections have made John Baquero and Jose Aguinaga quite the duo.
Plus, get to know rising star James Musa and the reason behind his ever-changing hairstyle. Soccer Sunday starts right now. That music gets me pumped every week. Welcome into Phoenix Rising Soccer Sunday. I'm Mitch CARR, along with CHIERSTIN SUSEL. Kristen Keogh is on assignment tonight, but you will see her interview with James Musa in just a couple of minutes.
And hey, we are catching up on our favorite local soccer club, now winners of 13 in a row. Assistant coach BLAIR GAVIN will join us to talk about the hottest team in USL history coming up in just a minute. But first, we begin tonight with a look at your hot headers. They just keep on winning. Phoenix Rising beat El Paso 2-1. Solomon Asante with a go-ahead goal on the PK in the 73rd minute. The Rising are the top team in the United Soccer League and extend their league record winning streak to 13 straight. And with that, Mitch, I'll toss it over to you.
All right, the Coach's Corner animation, it's going to show Rick Shantz. You can see him right there, but Coach Shantz couldn't make it in tonight. Instead, we have BLAIR GAVIN in his place. And BLAIR, I just want to ask, 13 in a row, have you just forgotten what it's like to lose? That win at LA, you're down 2-0, that should be a loss, and yet you pull one out of the fire, not just to get a draw, but to get a win.
Yeah, man, it seems that way, but each game has been very challenging, and the guys have stuck together and put together an incredible streak.
Now, one thing that impresses me, you're originally from here, and you played for this team. It's only 3 years old, but they've got such a great infrastructure right now to have the success they're having. It doesn't come out of nowhere, and they've got an incredibly loyal fan base. How did it all happen so quickly?
Well, I think once the ownership came in and showed their intent with bringing superstar Didier Drogba in, it really showed what this club wants to be. And they've continuously pushed the boundaries for this club on the field and off the field, and it's, results are speaking for that.
And the results are incredible. 13 wins in a row, as we've already mentioned, but it bears repeating. I'm just wondering, is there any worry that it's going so well, maybe your team is peaking too soon?
Winning is always a good thing, but for us, it's always trying to put out the best product possible on the field, and that's an ongoing process. So for us coaching staff, it's always working on how can we get better, and you see it with the players as well. They're always coming in, working hard at training. They know that there's room to go, and we're trying to push them there.
Now, one thing I have noticed about the standings is that you get this time of year, you start looking at standings, thinking about playoffs, thinking about a potential finals matchup. The team with the most points throughout the season is going to host that final, and despite 13 wins in a row, you're still just 1 point ahead of the Eastern Conference leader, the New York Red Bulls 2. Does it annoy you at all that you literally can't do anything more than continue to win like you have, and you still have a very thin margin?
Yeah, of course. That's what you want. You want a competitive league, and we're doing our best to make sure we put pressure on them as well. When they look at a Phoenix Rising result and they see another win, I'm sure they're frustrated. So for us, it's just about getting better each day and, seeing how things fall at the end.
And you have a big matchup with Reno coming up, and they are the second-place team. I think you've got a 6-point lead on them, so it's about 2 wins there, difference between you and them. You beat them when you played up there, but what is it that has made them second? How are they the toughest challenger to you?
Well, they have a lot of good attacking pieces. They play a unique formation, a little 4-4-2 diamond, which causes a lot of stress on teams, and they like to get after you. They like to attack. They like to get runs in behind. Their forward was just player of the month, so he's scoring goals in good form. So it's definitely someone to look after this weekend.
And hey, Dollar Beer Night. You guys are 13-0 in your last 13 matches, but you're also 12-0 on Dollar Beer Night. And this might be your toughest opponent on a Dollar Beer Night. How do you keep it going?
Fans. We're going to need them out there. We're going to need all their support to push us forward, and the guys will be ready, and we'll make sure they're ready. But definitely the fans give us that little edge we need.
All right, so Rick Shantz usually handles these things. How did you feel?
I'm okay.
You're doing okay?
Yeah, doing well.
Once again, he is BLAIR GAVIN. He's a local guy. He's also an assistant coach. He's also a former Phoenix Rising player. Now we're going to toss it over to CHIERSTIN for a look at what everyone is saying on social media. CHIERSTIN?
Coach Gavin is an absolute pro. It was great having him on. Now, I want to remind fans that if you want to see your posts here on Soccer Sunday, use #Uprising so we can find them. So let's take a look at some of your tweets, starting with this one from Mike Mills. Lots of love for El Paso tonight. #Phoenix Rising. #Uprising. A powerful moment before the game on Saturday, a moment of silence to honor and show the respect to a community in mourning. And how about these chubby cheeks right here? This is from Andrew Southwick. I was talking with Olivia about Phoenix Rising and their record-setting 11-game win streak. This was from a couple of games back. This, of course, led us to talking about her favorite players. When I asked her about one of them, this was her reaction. I think it's safe to say who her favorite was. Absolutely adorable. We love seeing the youngest and the next generation of Rising fans. Let's take a look at this one, tweeted out from the Rising account. Hard work beats talent unless talent works hard. And this is Solomon Asante. Hard work and talent on full display. I believe that put the Rising up 3-0 over LA. And let's take a look at one more from Sam. What's better than Phoenix Rising Dollar Beer Night is clearly Dollar Beer Night plus free t-shirts. So fans are going to be able to get these blackout shirts August 16th and the 23rd. How fun is that? All right, and also real quick, Chris and Keo will be talking to James Musa coming up later on the show, so stick around to see that. And remember, you can see your posts here on Soccer Sunday by using the #Uprising. All right, let's check out the forward line for a look at the key upcoming dates on the schedule. Phoenix Rising at home for the next 2 matches, first against Reno on Friday, and then hosting Sacramento on the 23rd before hitting the road at Seattle on the 27th. Our next episode of Soccer Sunday airs September 8th at the same time, as always, 11:05 p.m.
Well, we keep mentioning it because it's an incredible phenomenon. One Friday every month during the season, you have a few factors that come together to create the craziest fan experience in the league. First, Phoenix Rising already has great fans, so they're nuts for every game. Second, it's Dollar Beer Night, so everyone's got a little bit of extra crazy in them. And third, this team does not lose. Not on Dollar Beer Night and not ever as of late. So I decided to get the Dollar Beer Night fan experience from the inside in July. So if you've ever wondered what it's like over there in the supporters section, here is your answer.
$1, $1 beer. Get it right here. Don't pass up the dollar beer. Now it's Friday night.
Cheers, cameraman.
$1 beer. Get it right here. Most annoying man of the year. $1 beer.
It's Dollar Beer Night. It would be a huge shame if I didn't participate. So let's get this thing started off right. Here's your beer, sir.
Thank you.
Everybody's drunk, and we get people that don't normally come to games out to this game.
Most soccer clubs only have one supporters group, but Phoenix Rising is lucky enough to have 2. The Red Fury. What's the fan etiquette?
We don't have any. We don't throw things on the pitch.
And the Bandidos.
Forget about you at work. Forget about it and just, like I said, just have a good time and go at it.
For the first half of tonight's game, these are my people.
Phoenix! Phoenix!
Here's Asante! Phoenix Rising up to the usual tricks. Phoenix off and running in the 18th minute.
Dale, 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 Phoenix! Dale!
All right, I just finished the first half with the Bandidos. It was a lot of fun. I tried to put all the energy into it I could, as Mr. J told me, but the problem is I didn't know what they were chanting most of the time. I was just kind of humming along, doing my best. They told me to chant for 90 minutes. I don't know the words, but I'm gonna chant. It's only 1-0 too. I was expecting a lot more goals for Dollar Beer Night. So I'm gonna go join the Red Fury now, and hopefully we're gonna see some more goals, because that means we get to pull the smoke. I am all that is man!
Aganaga lays it off. Solomon Asante switch to the point of attack. Fleming's looking to go into the path of James Musa. Musa, great first touch. Here's Musa! Oh, that's sensational from Phoenix! throwing that. It's Adam John on the follow-up.
I told you the goals were coming in the second half. I told you the goals were coming. A $1 beer, it would be this one. Game's over. Phoenix Rising continues to be undefeated on Dollar Beer Night.
Dollar Beer Night. That's kind of catchy.
Well, at one point, they started putting them together. Dollar Beer Night, 12-0. And it's true. And now they're going for 13-0, and they're going for 14 wins in a row. And it's actually kind of tough to keep track of the winning streaks.
I know, 14 in a row will be what they're going for on Friday. All right, what was your favorite part of that entire experience? Because that was kind of cool.
I know, I loved popping the smoke. The smoke was like, it's like a powerful feeling when you feel the smoke rush out of both sides. And then you're actually supposed to put it directly in they have a little bucket there. You're supposed to put it directly in the bucket so that it doesn't get all over you. Well, it got all over me. It gets in your hair,
lovely.
it gets on your hands.
Lovely.
It stains everything, but that's okay because it washes out.
Okay, well, I have one more question. I really wanted to know, because I was watching you, how tiring or exhausting is jumping up and down and yelling for that long?
Oh, it's deadly. I don't know how these people do it with all that beer, because, you know, alcohol is going to make you have to go to the bathroom. You know, it's kind of, there's some water involved in beer, but, you know, not quite enough. So, like, if you're really going at it and it's 105 degrees outside at 8 o'clock at night and you're drinking heavily, I do not know how those people do it, but God bless them. That was an amazing experience, and I'm so glad I assigned myself that story.
Props to them and props to you, Mitch.
Thank you.
All right, still to come, a lot of dramatic moments in the past few weeks have got this win streak to where it is. We'll look back in the Rising Rewind.
Plus, why so many hairstyles? The video game inspiration behind the vendor James Musa's look.
And call it the Spanish connection. Get to know John Vaquero and Jose Aguinaga and see how they bond, even if it is at the expense of one of their teammates. Phoenix Rising Soccer Sunday is back in 2 minutes. Welcome back to Phoenix Rising Soccer Sunday. Rising fans witnessed midfielder Jose Aguinaga score his first goal of 2019 in a Rising uniform on Saturday against El Paso. And tonight you get to see him and fellow Spaniard John Vaquero roast each other and spill the beans on their love for pranking goalkeeper Zach Lubin. We are rising up with two of the biggest jokesters on the team, Jose Aguinaga and John Vaquero.
You could say they're two peas in a pod.
The thing is that now he looks at pictures of when he had like his hair darker and he's so ugly.
Two peas in a pod that share the same sense of humor and hairstyle.
We had like one of the fans that like she works in like doing hair stuff, and she was like, okay, well, I'll do it for you guys. So she did it, and
it also looks better on me, you know. So it's like I can't compete with that, you know. So.
Something else they have in common, they're both from Spain.
Coming from the same country, there's like a lot of things, like we grew up watching the same shows and liking the same music and just the culture itself. We blast music in the car every day, from and to practice Spanish music.
Yeah, even in the locker room, and like when we are on the aux, like they know it's Spanish again, like.
Now, this may come as a surprise, but they've been known to play a prank or two. Goalkeeper Zach Lubin making an easy target.
And he's the most, he's an organized guy.
Yeah,
I would say he's an organized guy. So he hates when like things are not in his place. So whenever we go out, I don't know who, because I haven't touched it the whole year, move his stuff around, you know, so then when he's ready and all happy, because he's a happy guy, he goes out, let's go to training, everything is messed up. Like, John!
Someone also turned his bag inside out.
He was not happy.
He did not like that.
I got really scared. This guy's like 6'5", 300 pounds.
Yeah, I was scared. I'm just giving him like 2 months, and then maybe, you know, when he forgets about it, we go back at him.
Now, Aguinaga is from Madrid, while Vaquero is from Barcelona. Obviously, a big soccer rivalry there. The two said they plan on getting together to watch a match, and I am sure there'll be no shortage of smack talk. But hey, Zach Lubin is a nice guy, Mitch. That's very nice. It's not very nice.
No, I would love to hear both of them speak Spanish, too, because the tongue is very español. I want to hear it. It's very nice. All right, thank you very much, CHIERSTIN. How about LeBron going to the D-League? What? Mike Trout opting to play at the AAA level? Huh? Tom Brady spurning the NFL to compete in the Arena League. Rarely do you see a professional athlete decide to opt out of the big leagues and go play in the minors by choice, but that was the kind of pull that Didier Drogba had here with Phoenix Rising. Last year, defender James Musa made headlines when he decided to drop out of MLS to come join Drogba here in Phoenix. Tonight's goals: get to know Phoenix Rising's James Musa. Kristen Keogh sat down with him.
Mr. James Musa, welcome to Soccer Sunday.
Thank you.
So I actually just learned before we started the interview that we're very lucky to get some of your time, because apparently you have just tons of interviews all day, right?
Yeah, it's a busy one for me today.
Okay, well, since you like interviews, I'm going to hit you with a really, really hard-hitting question. What's with the hair changes? You had the blonde is back, but in between there were some cornrows. Yeah. So tell me a little bit about why you strayed away from being a part of the blonde community.
So when I was like, I tell everyone this story, when I was like, when FIFA 2005, I don't know, that's going back a few years, and I used to play PlayStation a little bit, and you could create your own like character, your own player, right? And I would always make mine with cornrows. For some reason, I don't know why, and I always wanted to have cornrows one day, and I grew my hair like, it's pretty long right now, and then Marla's wife actually cornrowed it for me.
Wow.
So she did it for me one day, and I was waiting till she got back to town, and she did it, and it looked pretty cool, but it needed to come out, so it grew out a little bit, so I was like, I'll take it out.
You miss being a blonde.
I did a little bit.
Blondes do have more fun, but
it's wild now. I don't know what to do with it. I'm kind of like, ugh.
Yeah, being blonde is a lot of work too. Yeah. You know, there's a lot of upkeep. We don't want to be too distracted by our hair, right? So when you are on bus rides, I have heard that you have an unbelievable playlist and that you're the guy with the best music. Can you tell me a little bit about your musical choices?
That I have this, it's an older hip hop playlist. So it's
that'll get you going.
Yeah, it's got older music, old Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre. It gets the guys going, and it's not that, what do you call this stuff that's going on right now? Trap music and all that kind of mumble music.
Old school and songs that we all know and can sing along to.
Exactly.
Now, I have a favor. Would you be willing to share that playlist with me so that I can share it with your fans?
Of course, yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to put that playlist on social media, so make sure you look for it, and we'll all be able to rock out to it. Now, you are from New Zealand. Well, you moved there when you were 7, and New Zealand is one of those places where you kind of see it like all over Instagram now. You see all these amazing travel photos, and more people are choosing to travel there. What is the one place that you would recommend people go visit if they go to New Zealand, if you can pick one?
It's difficult because I don't know if a lot of people know even where New Zealand is. They say, oh, I'd love to go there, I'd love to go there. But
it's kind of by Australia or something.
Yeah, it's by Australia, but it's 2 islands, so it's a small place, so it's very hard for me to pick one specific place where I would say, you got to go there, because everything's so close. You could snowboard and go to a beach on the same day. It's that close. There's beautiful places in the North Island. I would recommend going to like the Coromandel or something like that. It was beautiful beaches and a lot going on there.
I guess I should ask you a couple soccer questions. You're just such an interesting person that I always want to ask you the fun questions first. Now, if you could sum up this season in one word, what would it be?
I would like to say the beginning of a roller coaster. You know when you start on a roller coaster and you kind of start going flat like this, and then it just takes off up and you're waiting for the drop and you're like, ah. I would say right now we're on that upwards part where we're going up. And I mean, we had a tough start. We were kind of finding our feet, and and it really took us until about the start of the streak, 9-10 games into the season, where we've kind of started to hit our stride, and now we're just kind of, the momentum's behind us, and we're just taking it game by game, and we're winning. So I'd say, well, hopefully we don't want to go back down, but we want to keep going up. So
yeah, you definitely have that momentum going, and you have been a huge part of that. You've scored 2 goals this season. What is it like for you to be able to look back and know that you're a significant part of this team's success this season?
It definitely means a lot. I enjoy playing with this group of guys. To be able to hold a record like that and to one day be able to tell my kids and things like that I was a part of the team, I was playing and I was scoring, it would be pretty special.
Is there any teammate in particular who you really admire?
I get along with Sola really well. We're very, very similar in a lot of aspects. We're both very calm people. We don't let occasions or things kind of get to us, but I'd say I look up to Sola just from what he's had to go through in his life. He's from Ghana. My dad is from Zimbabwe, so we kind of relate to each other in that way. Off the field, he can joke joke around, and he's one of the funniest characters we have. You know, his calmness and presence on the field, he puts away big goals for us. He's delivered on big occasions, and so that's why I would say I look up to Solo.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited to see what you guys can do together for the rest of the season, along with the rest of your teammates. Thank you so much for joining us on Soccer Sunday.
Anytime.
Especially since, you know, he's so busy, guys.
All right, thank you very much, Kristen. You heard Kristen and James talk about it. A lot of dramatic moments in the past few weeks have got this win streak to where it is. We're going to take a look back in the Rising Rewind next on Phoenix Rising Soccer Sunday.
Welcome back to Phoenix Rising Soccer Sunday. Time for a Rising Rewind. Back on August 3rd, the Rising came back to beat LA Galaxy 2, also known as Los Dos, 3-2. Joey Calistri with the bounce pass go-ahead goal. That win extended the streak to 12.
That game was insane. Rewinded to July 27th, the streak hit 11. Set the USL record with that one with a win over Tulsa. Kevin Lambert with a header in the 69th minute. Rising win it 1-0. Now, rewind it to the match on July 19th. We just talked about it. Big 6-0 win over Austin. You saw the video where I was immersed in that crowd. Wild night, lots of scoring, lots of smoke, lots of beers. And they were all $1. Fun times.
And once more, let's check out the forward line for a look at the key upcoming dates on the schedule. Phoenix Rising home for the next 2 matches, first against Reno on Friday night, then hosting Sacramento the 23rd before hitting the road at Seattle on the 27th. Our next episode of Soccer Sunday airs September 8th, same time, 11:05 p.m. And Mitch, since we were already talking about it, on Friday, it's going to be another dollar beer night. So how about we say goodbye with a good old dollar beer night chant?
All right, here we go.
For it?
Are you ready?
All right.
Dollar beer night. Dollar beer night. Dollar beer night. Hey, seriously though, they're going for 13-0 on dollar beer night. And they're going for 14 in a row. It's going to be incredible. So thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you join us next month.